Hey, welcome back to another episode of Life with Robin. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is going to be about what happens when you find out your ex got engaged. Oh my God. So I think it was probably a couple weeks ago. Um, I'm at the gym working out, and my coach comes up to me and says, "Oh, did you hear about so and so got engaged?" I don't mean to rub salt in the wound. And I'm like, wait, what? you know, uh, let me do a few more squats and get back to you on that. Triggering. Okay, so let me just say, this was someone I really loved very deeply who didn't treat me very well. And by that I mean he's an avoidant attachment style, um, very enmeshed in his ex-wife and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But so when we ended our relationship, as much as like I felt relief and my life got so much better, and I will tell you how it got so much better. Hearing this news, and the other little tidbit here is that he went back to the woman he was dating 5.5 years before me, and hanging out with me. And by hanging out with me, I don't mean Netflix and chill. I don't mean anything physical, but there was an emotional component. When I found out he was, in fact, still dating her, because mind you, in the years those 5.5 years, I was on the same swim team with him. We were CrossFitting together. Like there was all these things, never saw her, no, not one hint, not one, oh, my girlfriend conversation ever came up until one day we were having breakfast together by ourselves, not in a group. And he mentions his girlfriend. I'm like, oh, you have a girlfriend, huh? And then he goes on to tell me how much he feels about me. I don't know if it was in that same breakfast, but telling me he still has feelings for me, right? So red flags. I'm the dummy who, I told him, whatever. I don't want to hang out with you if she doesn't know anything about this. I was trying to like get my integrity back in line, all the while feeling in love with him still. Anyway, so fast forward to this engagement thing. Man, like I wish that I didn't feel what I feel. I know it's normal. Maybe it's not normal. I don't know. I did not have the same reaction when my ex-husband got married. I was just like, yay. No, seriously, yay. But that was a whole different relationship. And, so I don't know. I just can't seem to like shake it, and that's okay. Like, and I think part of it too is I don't want him back, or maybe I do. I don't know. Crazy Robin is coming out. I don't want him back. Like, he wasn't good for me. My life is so much better since that relationship. And I doubled my income. I made great friends. I started doing dragon boating. I took dance lessons. I'm doing all these things, and my circle has widened, and my love for self has been so much better. But there's still that like trigger that says, I'm not good enough. I wasn't good enough. And I wanted to be good enough, even to somebody who wasn't good enough for me. And I think part of it is like, I thought seriously, I would be married by now. I've been divorced for, gosh, 13, 15 years. I don't even know. I lost count after like 6 months, honestly. I think I celebrated my first year of divorce, but after that, I was just like, whatever. I want to be loved. This whole thing sort of triggered this maybe unhealed pieces of me, or pieces that need to like be addressed again. you know, like, I know I'm worthy of love. I know that. But then there's that, well, why wasn't I good enough for him to treat me right? Again, wasn't me. So like I'm doing this like dance, and I'm sure whoever's listening to this, if anybody's listening to this, like does that same dance. Like the a-hole that is getting engaged to somebody somehow makes me undesirable or unlovable. I'm like, wait a minute, like crazy Robin, go away, right? Crazy Robin, stop it. you know, um, so I thought I would share this just because I think um there's a lot of people out there that hurt. A lot of people like that expected their lives to look a little differently, especially romantically. And I've done a lot of work on myself. I know my attachment style, and I've been working towards being more secure. And I've had a couple relationships in the last 4.5 years, sweet little relationships that weren't long term, but they were for me opportunities to like be more empowered in being in a relationship, and yet not fully opening my heart to anybody. And I think that's where, maybe the problem is here for me. It's like I allowed myself to be hurt so deeply by somebody and still couldn't wrap my head around like why anybody would do that. But I know it's not going to be answered. There's like no why it happened. And if I'm owning everything, I knew his character. I knew he wasn't able to be upfront and straightforward. I knew at the time I didn't have words for attachment style because I didn't really understand that. I knew now that his attachment style is like he's avoidant, and an avoidant and an anxious person an anxious style can't, now becoming who I am right now. I want to be in a relationship where I feel more secure, and I know what I want. And anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. And so the last couple of weeks I felt a little depleted. I've felt like those old urges to like feed myself, which I haven't because I'm counting macros, and I'm more committed to my goals than I am to shushing my feelings. Although I will tell, um, crazy Robin to stop being crazy, anyway, and not with like a chocolate covered rice cake. And believe me, the chocolate covered rice cakes are amazing, in case you're interested. I found them at the Valley. So thank you for listening. My life is great, but sometimes, some days I just feel lonely. And yes, I'm dating or trying to date and do all that stuff. Taking actions, and not necessarily like urgently looking for somebody. That's not really how I feel, but like I do feel like, God, I'm damn ready for this. I'm ready for a healthy, happy relationship. I'm ready to be with somebody who treats me well and allows me to treat him well and is straightforward and honest and all those things. And I'm like, where the hell are you? Where the hell are you? Certainly not on Tinder, and certainly not on Bumble. So I just, God knows where they are. I only want one, you know. My fear, if I'm being candid, is the good ones are in relationships. The good ones are making it work with somebody else, and that is a scarcity mindset, and I'm working myself out of that. But at the same time, it's like I live in a freaking big city. Hello. And I would like to find somebody that doesn't have a mugshot or a record. That's the story for another day. Thanks for listening. If you like this content, want more of it, subscribe, all that stuff, ring the bell. I honestly don't care if this gets monetized or any of that. I'm just trying to share like reality, my reality, with people, and hopefully maybe there's somebody out there that feels the same way and just needs a little pick me up. And for that, I'm going to say everything's temporary. I am much better not being in that relationship. Way better. Like I said, doubled my income, moved into a really nice place, have great friends, like friends that I would never have met being in the staying in that relationship. So there's and 20 pounds lighter. So go figure. Go freaking figure why crazy thoughts come in my head and whatever. Like, do I wish him well? Of course, because if you love somebody, you wish them well. But that other part of me, that Scorpio side of me, is just like, F you, motherfucker.